What's up, hammerheads? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're in the kitchen, and that means it's time for a smoke break. Recently, I pestered a friend of mine enough. He is a cast iron connoisseur, collector, and psycho. I've been pestering him about hooking me up with a nice, big, old, well-seasoned, ready-to-go cast iron skillet that I can use in the smoker. He finally hooked it up, so we got a real nice skillet here. I don't know much about it, but it'll serve my purpose as well. So, also, another friend of ours, their children have a pasta company. It's called Joey and Vinny's Pasta Company. They're on Facebook. I will link them in the description if they're cool with that. But I got some raviolis off of them recently. They have all kinds of different pastas. You just have to go on Facebook and check out what they got at the time. But their stuff's really good. So I figured ravioli, chicken, alfredo, mushrooms, onions, spinach. Let's throw it all together, put it in the smoker, hammer it with cheese, and see what happens. It can't be bad, right? So smoker's warming up now. It's set at 350 degrees. We're actually going to kind of like trigger cue or grill this rather than low and slow smoke this. So once the smoker is up to temp, we'll throw the skillet in there. I got a couple pads of butter and some oil in there. And once that's hot, we'll put the chicken in, and I'll see you then. Okay, so the skillet went in a few minutes ago, and the chicken just went in a second ago. So we're just going to cook this chicken until it's starting to brown, starting to cook up, and then we'll add our mushrooms and onions. I definitely want the mushrooms and onions to break down a bit, but I don't want them to be mush either. So we're gonna leave them with a little texture. And you know, I like a little crunch to my veggies. Some people don't. Use your own discretion. Okay, so while our chicken is in the smoker, sauteing, if you will, we're going to start to make our homemade alfredo. If you don't make homemade alfredo, you should. I still buy, you know, the store-bought crap some too, but homemade alfredo is super easy. This, by the way, is a full stick of butter, because butter makes it better. This is 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. We're gonna get those combined, and in this little glass, we have a half a teaspoon of Italian seasonings, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon of good coarse ground salt. So we're going to add that in and stir this up. Now, we're going to want this to simmer, kind of a light boil almost, for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Once it comes to a simmer, 3 or 4 minutes, and then we will put on all this beautiful cheese. And this is fresh grated Parmesan cheese. 2 cups of that is what you're going to want. And that's literally all that goes into an Alfredo. It's incredibly easy. It's really, really quick. You can buy this already grated, or buy a block and grate your own. Super good. Only takes a minute. So we'll just look at that when it's all done. Once that goes for 4 minutes, then this goes in, and basically as soon as the cheese is all melted and it's creamy, that's done. Okay, so the chicken's been cooking for a minute. You can see it's basically turned white. It's, you know, pretty much cooked. So I got pre-sliced mushrooms and probably, well, at least half a cup of diced onion, maybe 3/4 of a cup of diced onion, something like that. So let's get that junk in there. Save yourself some time. Buy the pre-sliced onions, or the pre-sliced mushrooms, if you want. You know. So, all right, got all that in there, and if you guys know me, you already know. We're gonna smack it with some New Orleans Cajun, because who in their right mind wouldn't, right? Now, the Alfredo is gonna have a ton of flavor. good little bit of salt in it. So we don't want to go completely nuts with this Cajun spice, but you know, everything all combined together will get you where you want to go. We lost a freaking mushroom or something in the back here. The heck? Get back here, little guy. Oh man, he fell through. Oh man, down. Casualty. The heck. Alright, so it's good to go. Get you a little close up. Oh baby. Alright guys, so we got the cheese all melted in, and it wasn't quite thickened enough. So, you know, we turned it back up a little bit and just keep on stirring. You're going to have to pretty much tend it constantly or it's going to want to stick and burn. And you don't want that. So just simmer this till it starts to thicken. Obviously, it will thicken as it cools, so don't go too crazy. If you get it too thick, just add a little bit of milk in it and thin it out. Okay guys, so the chicken, onions, and mushrooms have been sauteing for a while. It's time to add Joey and Vinny's raviolis. Now, I should have had 2 dozen raviolis, but I don't have 2 dozen raviolis. I only have the 1 dozen, so sorry boys. I'll make sure I get 2 dozen next time. So, and you could use any pasta for this, really. I would suggest finding something fresh, local, you know, high quality. Store-bought bullcrap. Even though store-bought bullcrap works too. Okay, so we got that in there. Now, next thing we want to do is pour our homemade alfredo in here. Now, I didn't plan that, but that looks like just about the right amount. Throwing a whole daggone skillet in, or saucepan in there. So I'm gonna throw that whole unit in there. Just kind of move this about a bit, get everything coated. Now I left my sauce just a little bit thin because it's gonna thicken a bit more in here. We're gonna let this cook for probably, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe. So get this all tossed around. On the camera it looks really, really white, but in person it's picked up a lot of pretty color. Nice orangey color from the Cajun. But there we go. Now that's gonna sit for a bit. And the next step is to add the spinach. We're gonna throw a ton of spinach on there. It's going to look like way too much, but spinach cooks down like crazy. So you can pretty much hammer it with the spinach. It'll cook down really, really well. So I'm going to give that, I don't know, maybe even just 15 minutes, we'll say. And then we'll add the spinach. Time to fold in the spinach. And, ooh, doggy, she's a sizzling, which means we can probably turn our temp down a little bit. No, I didn't tell you guys, but come on, baby, focus. Oh, snap, there almost was. Okay, see, yeah, it's set at 400 degrees. I did turn it up from the 350. It just wasn't going quick enough. So I'm gonna set you guys down for a minute, smack this thing with some spinach, stir it in. All right, sorry, I only had one hand. The spinach has been folded in, and we're ready to hit this thing with some cheese. So take some, oh sorry, camera guy sucks sometimes. Take some white cheese. And throw it on there. Now we really only need to let this go until the cheese melts. Everything's totally cooked. And this is looking, man, camera guy. Come on, bro. Guys, it's tough doing crap with one hand. Alright, cheese is in. Booyah shaka. Okay, let the cheese melt. 5 minutes maybe, and we'll take that thing off, and I'll see you guys inside then. So, it's all done. We are inside. Pulled the skillet off the smoker. First time using cast iron in the smoker, and it went really, really well. I think it did what I wanted it to do, so there's nothing left to do but try this stuff. It looks insane, and it smells insane. I'm sorry, but I already did sneak a bite of the chicken. I couldn't help myself. I got a little bit of a crust in the corners of the skillet, and that's cool. It gives you a little bit of crunch. This stuff looks good. But so we got to try to find ourselves a ravioli. Like I said, I needed to get 2 dozen ravioli. I only got 1 dozen. I'm sorry. But there's ravioli in here, I promise. So, where the heck is it? Honestly, they might have kind of just broke down. But, oh, here's one right here. Found one. Beautiful. Alright, so, we've got ourselves a piece of ravioli. We're going to get a bite of chicken on there. Get some spinach. Gotta get a little bit of everything on the fork here. Alright. Mushroom. Alright. There we go. That's awesome. Good cheesy richness from those raviolis. Link will be in the description. Check out Joey and Vinny. Chicken super tender. Spinach gives it that nice minerally flavor. Awesome. So first cast iron smoker recipe was a success. Hopefully we'll have many more. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Maybe you got some inspiration to do something completely back crap crazy like this. You ain't gonna get this at the Olive Garden, I'll tell you that much. But thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking the video, doing all the stuff. If you liked what you saw, hit the thumbs up, like the video, share it on any of your socials if you'd like, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Hey, stay. Good boy. Can you speak? Okay, easy, easy. Ready? Okay. I think Cowboy liked it. Did you like it? Huh? Good boy.